But I constantly was sitting there going, what if it didn't work? Built up this brand, this persona, this reputation, and this is all in my head of, why would I risk all of that? And what if it doesn't work out? And like every day I'm faced with this sort of fear, right? Of how are we going to raise capital for this business? How are we going to find the talent that we need to work on this? What if this, a tough day where it's not working out and I'm like, did I make the wrong decision? And like what I have learned is, and it was actually through some great conversations. One of them was with a lady called Anna Weinberg, who wrote this great book called The Culture of Safety, right? And she was talking to me about this idea that, once you recognize fear is there, and it's like a muscle that you have to sort of develop, right? Like understanding like how much is where it's too much fear that I'm way outside my comfort zone and it paralyzes me, versus recognizing that I'll always feel a little bit of it. And in many ways, if I'm not feeling some of it, something's not right, that I'm maybe being too lackadaisical about it, right? And it's like this muscle or a threshold that you can keep practicing and exercising and moving further and further out. So your tolerance for fear gets higher, or you're more comfortable with the notion of fear, right? And so like we use these words like stress or pressure or overwhelmed or anxiety when we're really afraid. And maybe that's what stops us from actually tackling the problem. So that's really what I've got into the practice of journaling more and recognizing like what fears I have, calling them out to myself, then thinking about, well, the only way to reduce fear or reduce uncertainty is to do something, is to take action to try and address that fear or that uncertainty. And what's a small step that I can do each day to try and test if that fear is real, or remove the fear I have from that problem? And, like all these sorts of things, like fear about creating talent to come work in the studio. Well, if I fear that, the only way is I can talk to people about what we're doing in the studio and ask them, does this sound compelling to you? Does this feel like something you would want to be part of? And for some people, they'll say, no, it's not for me, but they'll tell you two people that it is for. And so then it's sort of it reduces that fear. And then I'm like, right, well, what I need to do is take action on each one of these fears, not all at the same time, but actually start thinking a little bit about what are some of these steps, or how do I prioritize the fears I have? And what are some of these, and we say a lot in Learn, think big, but start small, so I can learn fast if that's a real fear or not. And every day I feel fear starting a business, and is it going to work? And what if it fails? But it's kind of funny, the most inspirational and highly engaged blogs I ever write or shows I ever do, it's where I just tell people like how I'm getting on trying to start this business, the successes and the failures. And I guarantee you my inbox is full the next day going, good on you, keep going, don't, like, I know I've been there. It's just all encouragement, and that again reduces fear, because you're like, wow, maybe I'm not the only one feeling this, it's other people. And I think that's really important.